Welcome back to WSAV News 3 today at 11. On now to a trip down memory lane to a time and place in Savannah that has through the years faded into obscurity when baseball was king and Sportsman's Park was the castle.
It was once a recreational cornerstone of Savannah's Black community, an oasis for dancing, dining, and baseball. Now all that's left of Sportsman's Park are memories.
Well, I remember the times my father took me out there when I was 8, 9, 10 years old because he was a baseball fan. And on Sportsman Park, it was like a Sunday event. That's when they played the games on Sunday. So the first thing I just visualized him getting me in a truck that he had and took me to Sportsman Park. And we'd watch the baseball games. And I was just fascinated because there were a lot of other people out there and the guys pitching and playing, and that got me into baseball myself.
Built in 1946 just off Tremont Road, Sportsman's Park was a Black-owned and operated stadium in the city and home to the Savannah Bears, a powerhouse in the Negro Leagues that attracted top talent from across the country, many of whom had been excluded from professional baseball rosters because of their race.
A couple of them went on up, not to the major league, but they went to the what we call the Negro National League, where you had the Indianapolis Clowns and the Kansas City Monarchs and other teams of that sort. From the Savannah Bears, no one ever went to the majors, not to my knowledge, but we had two guys. One was named Bobo Smalls. I never knew him, but I heard about him. He went to play with the Indianapolis Clowns as well as a fellow by the name of Crazy Leg Patterson.
In its heyday, the ballpark was the hub for America's favorite pastime, when stadiums were segregated across the country.
We lived to go out there. It was the only park that blacks could go to at the time and have that type of gathering. As I recall, Sportsman Park capacity was around 800, 900 people. It was large enough seating, and some people didn't sit down. They just stood around watching the game.
Although music is Lawrence Hutchins' claim to fame, the beloved band director says baseball was his first love, and Sportsman's Park is where he found it.
We started playing when we were in 4th, 5th grade. We were little guys, trying to emulate the Major League All-Stars that we saw. And we were trying to style ourselves being like Jackie Robinson or being like Willie Mays and Monty Irvin and Roy Campanella, Don Newcomb. Ended up playing baseball as a little league, right? First was the team we called the Junior Dodgers, because everybody liked the Dodgers back in the early 50s. I got that in 1956 or 57. We were so proud to get that trophy.
Hutchins later went on to play for the Boys Club until the 11th grade. When he entered his senior year, the district organized baseball teams for black high schools.
I played on Beach High's first baseball team when they organized it in 1959.
And while he never ran the bases on Sportsman's Park, he did take a swing at something extraordinary.
In order to get more experience or for us to hone our skills, we played against the Bears. It was a practice game. We played in Can Park, which was on the corner of West 45th Street and I think Stevens and Bullock.
It was a moment he'll never forget as he reminisces on days gone by. 1953 would mark the beginning of the end, as stadiums across the country were desegregated, though seating was still separate, including Grayson Stadium, now home to the Savannah Bananas. Hutchins and his father attended that game.
We sat on the third base side, and they introduced the baseball players, and of course, the Savannah team had Fleming Reedy, who was from Savannah. Fleming Jr. Reedy, that was his nickname. And Albert Izzy Israel was from Macon, Georgia. They played for Savannah. And for Jacksonville, you had Horace Garner, and you had Felix Mantilla and Hank Aaron.
The transition was devastating to the life of black ball fields. Attendance dwindled over the years, and Sportsman's Park became a shell of itself.
You look mighty deserted, Mr. Long.
But the 1970s brought a glimmer of hope when the stadium served as a backdrop on the big screen in the movie The Bingo Long Traveling All-Stars and Motor Kings, starring Billy D. Williams, James Earl Jones, and Richard Pryor, a dramedy about Negro League baseball barnstorming. The attention was short-lived and, unfortunately, not enough to keep the ballpark alive. Its financial success fluctuated over the course of its existence until its inevitable demise. In 2018, Sportsman's Park was demolished and the property was sold. Today, there is little to no evidence that the landmark attraction ever existed. The cheers of the crowd have been silenced. The mound, diamond, bases, and bleachers are gone. But to Hutchins, they live on, if only in his mind, as a field of dreams.
It was just an amazing, the park itself.
Mr. Hutchins briefly shares his story and how baseball helped shape his life in a new book he and other local luminaries co-authored entitled From Then Until Now, Short Memoirs of 8 African-American Savannahans. We invite you to tune in to our Honoring Black History special. Join me Saturday, February 28th at 7 p.m. right here on WSAV for more inspiring stories of people and places that have left an enduring mark on our community.